Blockchain definition. A digital database containing information such as records of financial transactions that can be simultaneously used and shared within a large decentralized, publicly accessible network. Blockchain explained. Bitcoin is protected in two ways. 1. SHA-256, the encryption method that protects the Bitcoin mining. 2. The Bitcoin mining network, that is essentially the largest supercomputer in the world that protects it from the double spending problem. SHA-256 is the same encryption government agencies like the NSA use to protect their information. It's as close to unbreakable as any modern encryption can become. Many people will point out the potential threat of quantum computing, and I will only point out that if there isn't any new encryption method made that can protect Bitcoin, then we have much bigger problems than Bitcoin getting hacked. At that point our whole civilization is under attack, and we will just be lucky to have working power systems, running water, and nuclear bombs not going off. The Bitcoin mining network is almost completely impossible to attack. At this point it would cost about $1 million to roll back one block on the Bitcoin network, which would make a double spend attack possible for 10 minutes. Of course, to do this it would cost much more than $1 million United States dollars. You would have to invest in enough Bitcoin mining equipment to override 51% of the whole Bitcoin blockchain. One Bitcoin ASIC miner usually costs $1,700 to $3,000 USD, and there are several Bitcoin mining companies that have thousands of these computers. And to successfully 51 attack Bitcoin, you would need more computing power than 51% of these companies combined. How many ASIC miners would you need just to complete one double spend attack? 100,000 miners. 500,000 miners. 1 million miners? I am not sure. But if I am pessimistic and assume it would only require 100,000 miners, that's 170 minus $300 million just to get your foot in the door. And my number is probably too low. It would take several mining operations working together to achieve one successful double spend attack. These companies need Bitcoin to succeed, or else they lose their whole cash cow. If people lose faith in Bitcoin, these mining companies will lose everything. Everyone also knows who these companies are. Once a double spend attack is discovered, the public address would be traced, and eventually the fraudulent mining companies could be traced. There is more money to be made in honestly mining Bitcoin than there is in a double spend attack. Conclusion. Bitcoin has never been hacked or had a successful double spend attack happen to it. If any hacker can figure out how to rob Bitcoin, they have essentially discovered a $1 billion bug bounty. If you want to learn more about what blockchain is, I highly recommend the OKEX Academy to round out your education about this new technology. Yes. But it depends on what you define as breakable. Bitcoin and other CC require both the internet and electricity to be functional. Since very few, if any, of the CC are based on real value, see fiat value, the ability to get access to your CC depends on your ability to use the internet or electricity. In a grid-out situation, neither will be available. Please tell me where your store of value now exists. How do you do blockchain without the internet or electricity? People are dumping hundreds of millions of dollars into CC without thinking about this severe limitation. Any country could shut down your access to any CC, see China, at any time. Even the recent July 2020 controller of the currency OCC, Interpretive Letter 1170, doesn't alter this. If you do not know about this letter, then you should not be investing in CC. IMHO. Another point, not made before, is that quantum computing QC could and very likely end the encryption protection of any CC. The assumption of any blockchain foundation is that the underlying encryption algorithm is unbreakable under current computing models. QC could defeat all current encryption schemes due to its ability to process massively parallel computing algorithms on QC platforms. Why do you think that the National Institute of Standards and Technology (NIST) in the USA is so worried about coming up with quantum-resistant cryptography (QRC)? So, yes, jump into CC in 2021 and watch how quickly it can be taken from you, OCC Letter 1170, or denied access to it if your ISP decides to go south. So many people just jump into things without realizing the weaknesses or limitations of such decisions.